Hello and welcome to Rathods IAS Academy. Today in this session, we are going to see very important articles that appear in our studies and as well as today's current affairs. And I want to say one thing, if you have seen 2026 mains papers of GS2, GS3 and even GS4, whatever we discussed in our classes, they are directly appeared as questions in your examination. And you can check the question paper along with your daily written notes in our class so that you can compare what is our analysis is and how it is related to examination, whether it is exactly working for exam or not. And even whenever I pick up the topics, I won't want to waste your time, because who am I? I don't have any right to waste your time. I'll be taking minimal articles and for sure they will hit in your examination both in prelims and as well as mains, and wherever it is possible I will be also telling you how questions can be asked in your interview also. And my small request is, don't miss this current affairs classes anymore, guys. Even if you're missing one day, who knows, on that day topic UPSC can give you a question, mains or prelims, guys. Okay, be regular and if possible try to share this video to your friends also. Okay, now let us see the important topics of the day that we are going to discuss in this class. First one is Congress flags an abnormal 10-day delay in LS prorogation. Actually, in your polity, many questions will be asked in your prelims from Parliament chapter. If there is any topic related to Parliament chapter is in news, that will become very important from your prelims point of view. Here you have to know about this prorogation. Why I took this article is, in 2024 UPSC prelims, there was a direct question on this prorogation. I will be showing you that question also. And 2027, if you are writing, again this will be important because now opposition party says that there is 10-day delay in prorogation. And this topic is important from polity from GS paper 2. And next topic is Kerala High Court allows cancer patient to be added as party in case on medicine prices. There is one drug which is mentioned related to this judgment of High Court of Kerala. So here you have to see about the name of that drug. On that drug name, UPSC can give you a prelims based question. This topic is important from GS paper 3 under science and technology. And next topic is death toll in Gujarat, huge tragedy rises to 13. Recently, we discussed about ban on alcohol in which state? That is in Bihar. Now, we can see there is illegal drug consumption in Delhi that led to the death of 13. So actually, we discussed on that day itself, if there is complete blanket ban on this alcohol in states, that will lead to some negative or challenges. So there is one challenge which is said here that led to this huge tragedy. So this topic is important from GS paper 2 under governance, and even from GS paper 4 ethics also UPSC can give you a case study on this. And next topic is the rural urban divide in female labor force participation. This article is talking about female labor force participation, and it is saying that there is difference between this rural areas and urban areas, and here we have to see about what exactly the reasons why there is increased female participation in labor in urban areas compared to rural areas, and here you have to see what are the government initiatives. Okay, this topic is important once again from governance from GS paper 2, and even you can take this topic from GS paper 3 under economy also. And next topic is, there is one article related to regenerative agriculture. So on this UPSC can give you a prelims based question or a mains based question from GS paper 3 under economy. And next topic is, the fact is youth unemployment has a household cost. So this article is talking about what is the impact of unemployment in our country, how it will be having impact on the households especially. So these are the topics now we are going to see in this class. Okay, now read out the title. Congress flags an abnormal 10-day delay in LS prorogation. So how can you get a question? Consider the following statements regarding prorogation. Under that, UPSC can give you a 2 or 3 statements and will ask you to identify correct or incorrect. There is a first format of question. Second format of question, we have certain terminologies in this chapter of Parliament, like prorogation, adjournment, adjournment sign die, or else different types of questions like start question and start question. Like that, it can take some terminologies from this chapter of Parliament and it may ask you to match the following. So in that match the following based question also, it is a possible way. And next type of question is directly they'll give you word What is it? Like that, they may give you 2 to 4 pairs and it may ask you to identify correct pairs. So this type of question asked in 2026 prelims from Parliament related to types of questions in the Parliament. So in these all ways you can expect a question, but in 2024 UPSC prelims they directly asked about consider the following statements regarding prorogation. Okay, like that, if there is anything which related to Parliament which is in news, for sure they may ask you a question on it. Okay, now let us see about what is this prorogation is about. Prorogation is nothing but after the business of a session is complete, the presiding officer, it may be speaker or it may be chairman. Speaker in the case of Lok Sabha and in case of Rajya Sabha it is chairman, declares the house adjourned sine die and then the president issues a notification proroguing the session. Proroguing means nothing but prorogation ends a session but does not dissolve the house. Okay, so crucially, prorogation does not cause the pending bills to lapse. They carry over to the next session. So in this way, you have to see about what happens to the bills, whether they will be lapsing or whether they are not lapsing. Because on this area also, UPSC asked question 2021 prelims. Bills, if adjournment happens or if prorogation happens, if dissolution of house happen, what is the situation of that bill, whether it is lapsing or whether it will not lapse. So you have to see all those things, guys. Okay, so here if you see the question asked in 2024, with reference to Parliament of India, consider the following statements, and they gave 3 statements. First one is prorogation of a house by President of India does not require the advice of Council of Ministers. It is the first statement. Next one is prorogation of a house is generally done after the house is adjourned sine die. But there is no bar on the President of India proroguing the house which is in session. Next one is the dissolution of Lok Sabha is done by the President of India who, save in exceptional circumstances, does so on the advice of Council of Ministers. So there are 3 statements. So here you have to say about Article 75 of our Indian Constitution, which talks about aid and advice of Council of Ministers. So by taking that Article 75 as reference, you have to solve this question. Okay, so try to solve this question. Let me know the answer in the comment box. So here if you see this one point, that is President is the rubber stamp, then you can easily answer this question. Okay, now let us see the next topic. See the title, Kerala High Court allows cancer patient to be added as party in a case on medicine prices. So this article is talking about the price of medicine and it is talking about cancer drugs. So actually the main problem with this cancer drugs is mostly they are patented drugs. The major problem with this cancer drugs is mostly they are patented. Means they have their own rights to produce the drug and to market and to sell. So if that drug is a patent drug, what happens? Obviously, the price of that drug will be high. So if price is high, what about the poor people or whatever the middle income people or low income people? That drug will not be affordable for them. So because of this, right to health is affected. Right to health is part of Article 21 of Indian Constitution itself. That means it is violating fundamental rights of people. So because of this, what happened? Now, the petitions were made in High Court. If their fundamental rights are violated, people can use Article 32 and Article 226, which talks about writs. Yes, so now Article 32 talks about writs of Supreme Court, Article 226 talks about writs of High Court. So what happened now? High Court said that the permission should be given and this drugs to be made affordable for this people because it is affecting Article 21 of Constitution. So which is that drug they are talking about? Please make a note. We have one cheaper alternative called as palbociclib. 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 Now, here because of this high price of this cancer drugs, Kerala High Court gave one more suggestion. What is that? It asked authorities to check if palbociclib is a cheaper alternative for that cancer drug or not. So because of this, it is in news. So how you can use this article? Whenever you are writing about what are the powers of High Court or judiciary, there you can use how High Court is ensuring the right to health for the people by giving this example as a case study in your answer. And second way how you can get a question is recently palboxylip is in use. It is a drug used for, and UPSC can give you A, B, C, D options. So in that way you can expect a question on this drug name also. And from mains point of view, you can use this topic in the part of judicial activism, or entirely if there is any question related to the role of judiciary, there you can use this article. Okay, now let us see some facts regarding this drug. What exactly Kerala High Court said. Kerala High Court recently allowed breast cancer patient to be impleaded in a petition considering the issue of exorbitant price of life-saving breast cancer medicine. So actually, there is a problem of affordability for this cancer drugs for this low and middle income families. So because of this, now Kerala High Court also said that authorities has to check whether this riboxiclip can be used as a drug which is alternative for this cancer or not. Okay, so if you see about this riboxiclip, it is anti-cancer medicine. It can be used for certain kind of breast cancer. And this one is, it belongs to a drug called as CDK4 or 6 inhibitors. So what happens here is, what happens in this cancer, there will be irregular, uncontrollable cell division will happen. That will lead to formation of tumors. And these tumors will move from one area to another area, which causes damage for our organs, organ system, everything. So it is because of overactive CDK4 or 6. They are called as cyclin dependent things. So here now this drug will inhibit this activation of CDK4 or 6. In that way it will control cancer. And these drugs, they will prevent the protein. So this CDK4 or 6 is a protein which will help the cell to grow and divide. So if we are blocking this, then what happens? Obviously there will be stop of growth and spread of this cells to other body parts. So how this drug will work? And it is mainly used for breast cancer. Okay, that's it. Breast cancer, that's it. Yeah, if you remember that 4 points, it is enough. And say this next article, death toll in Gujarat, huge tragedy rises to 13. So here recently we discussed about Bihar government. What Bihar government did? It completely went for blanket ban of alcohol in Bihar. So because of this, what happened? Because of ban of alcohol, recent report says that there is increased social indicators in that region. So there is decreased violence against women. And not only that, there is increased expenditure on other things rather than spending on alcohol. On that day, we also discussed there are lots of challenges related to this ban of alcohol, right? So here, if we are going for complete alcohol ban, what happened? That will lead to smuggling of liquor between the states. That may leads to increased other consumption, other substance consumption like opium, poppy, etc. And even that may leads to the increased dependence on this local illicit liquor called as hooch. So because of this consumption of illicit liquor like hooch, that will leads to, for sure, there will be negative impact on their health, because in this hooch there will be the mixture of methanol. Methanol is normally used as industrial solvent. So if they go for consumption of this methanol, what happens? First their eyes will be getting damaged, and slowly other body parts will get damaged, and that will lead to the death. The same thing happened in this Gujarat because of this consumption of illicit drug or liquor called as hooch that led to the death of these people. So here, how you can get a question? You may get a case study in your ethics in this way. You are a district collector where in your state government declared complete blanket ban of alcohol. But on another side, there is increased use of illicit liquor like hooch, and there is increased drug smuggling. drug smuggling and as well as alcohol smuggling, and people got habituated to uh, this kind of other intoxicants, which is giving the similar effect. As a district collector, how you will control this problem? What are the options you have? Choose a right option. Like that, UPSC can give you a case study. So whatever the problems which are there in this news, in the same format they gave the case studies in 2026 ethics paper. So if you have seen, and this time one more thing that I identified here is even ethics theory based questions also they included maximum current affairs. Maximum current affairs they included, and the format of the question compared to the last year and this year it had been entirely changed. So if you are not sure and if you are not well with this current affairs, then obviously it will be very difficult to clear your examination. It is not only for prelims, for even mains. So my advice here is please do check once GS 1, 2, 3 and 4 papers for sure. And even essay is somewhat little bit easy compared to that of earlier years. You can easily pick at least two topics from each section and you can write a very good essay. If you have completed your GS and if you have good uh, good habit of imagination, you can write a very good introduction for those kind of essays. If possible, if time permits, I'll take the classes on this GS 1, 2, 3 and 4 and I'll let you know how you have to prepare according to the changed format, okay? Because ethics had been completely changed. Last time the case studies were very lengthy, but this time they are very less. Very less actually. Very short they gave. And even the questions they gave based on the current affairs the most. Paper entirely GS paper 2, entirely 3 and entirely 4. They were like completely current affairs based. If you're not coming to the current affairs class or if you're not listening and if you're not reading newspaper, then it will be very difficult to write your mains. Don't take light current affairs. Okay, so that is a deciding factor now for UPSC actually. If you have good knowledge of current affairs, you can easily aram say you can write. So try to write everyday answers also, whatever we are trying to give in the group, try to write answers. Don't miss writing of answers. Okay, so this is about that topic guys. So you have to prepare it on this topic, like what are the choices that you have. And today I'll be giving you a case study on this food tragedy. Okay, say this title. The rural urban divide in female labor force participation. The keyword here is female labor force participation. That is nothing but women participation in economy is called as female labor force participation. Now, what is the meaning of rural urban divide? Whenever we are comparing with rural areas and urban areas, there is a difference. There is a gap between these two, rural and urban areas. That concept is called as rural urban divide. Okay. So now let us see in detail about this. Like what is the percentage, how much percentage of women are working, what are the reasons, what can be done, what is the way forward, what are the schemes, everything. On this UPSC can give you a question next year for sure. Okay, now let us see the context. Here, the Periodic Labor Force Survey 2025 reveals that there is increased female labor force participation rate since 2020 following COVID-19 pandemic. So, after this COVID-19, yes, now we are seeing that there is increased female labor force participation. What is the reason? Because of this COVID-19 pandemic, many lost their loving ones in their family and many families went to the debt trap. Many families they went to under BPL, that is below poverty line. Many families they lost their entire livelihood, everything. So because of this now woman has to participate in the economy and they has to go for the work and they have to save their families. So because of this there is increased rate of participation of women in economy from this 2020 onwards. So if you see the factors responsible for livelihood of this female labor force participation rate here is, the first one is there is even increased self-employment opportunities. And even the rural areas also, women are not only working in agricultural activities, even they started small startups like cow dung related articles they are making and they are selling in online platforms. And even in home they are making this agarbattis like that, and small things started in this rural areas. Even if they are having the small shop, they are doing marketing through Instagram, through WhatsApp, through YouTube. So because of this, there is increasing of certain opportunities in even rural areas. And next one is there is growth of women self-help groups. For example, government came up with this NRLM scheme, and that led to this women access to credit, skills and entrepreneurship. Even the rural areas also government came with lots of vocational training programs and skill enhancement programs. And next one is there is increased employment opportunities, especially in this manufacturing sector, services, retail, education, healthcare sectors, and even in some non-farm activities. So because of this, that led to increased employment opportunities. And next one is there is improvement in women education and as well as skills. And even there is changing of social attitudes and aspirations. There is increased awareness of women independence, women empowerment, women literacy. So all those things are contributing to this. And even there is greater economic need in rural areas. Not only in urban areas, women has to work to lead their family. Even in rural areas also, there is increased awareness about the participation of women in economic activities. And that will helpful for improving of livelihood and livelihood security for that family also. And next one here is government policies are also supporting for this women employment. Like government came up with lots of initiatives for increasing of or improving of SHG, skilling, entrepreneurship, financial inclusion, rural livelihood, etc. And if you see the schemes, please make note down of the schemes. The first one is Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana. Under that, women will get microcredit loans without any collateral so that they can start any program or any livelihood activity or any small company or factory, etc. And this one is we have Beti Bachao Beti Padhao scheme that led to prevention of gender-based discrimination, and even girls are allowed to go to school now and to get education. That will promote education, health, empowerment. That will finally leads to women participation in labor force. And next one is Maternity Benefit Amendment Act of 2017. So this act extended maternity leave from 12 weeks to 26 weeks for women. Okay, if any organization which is having more than 10 employees, they have to give this maternity leave for women. And this one is Women Entrepreneurship Platform by Niti Aayog. Government is providing mentorship, networking, funding for the development of any opportunities in business for women. And next one is government came up with this SHG, that is self-help groups and National Rural Livelihood Mission. And next, government came up with a national crete scheme. That is nothing but the mothers who are working, they can take care of their baby by feeding them through mother milk, etc. like that. So they will be having this kind of facilities called as crete facilities. And next one is we have Mission Shakti, where government is focusing on empowerment of women. And next one here is, it is developed by which ministry? Ministry of Women and Child Development for the period of 2021 to 2025. And one more thing I want to say guys, so I did one shot on Mission Drishti. So here I did that in Telugu channel, actually not in English channel. I did a small shot on that Mission Drishti, on that directly UPSC gave 10 marker question. So even whatever the things which are covering in the shorts are also very important for your UPSC means case. Don't ignore that shorts. Okay, so I'm trying to involve myself in making shorts, and I'm making the valuable content which is required for UPSC. Don't miss that either in English or in Telugu. So mostly in English channel I will be posting anthropology related shorts, and in Telugu I will be posting majorly on this current affairs and some tips. Don't miss that guys. Okay. Yeah, now let us see the next article. See this title. It is talking about regenerative agriculture. Why this regenerative agriculture is in news is, nowadays the policy of our government is much focusing on regenerative agriculture. Why? What is the need of this regenerative agriculture is, as you all know that we are going for exploitation of groundwater. We are using excessive fertilizers, insecticides, and as well as fungicides, whatever it is, we are using more chemicals in our agriculture. So because of this, what is happening? The soil fertility is getting lost over the period of time. So if the soil fertility is lost, that will lead to reducing of agriculture productivity. So because of this, our government is focusing on regenerative agriculture. So how can you get a question in your prelims is, consider the following statements regarding regenerative agriculture. Under that, it can give you 2 to 3 questions. Or else UPSC can give a question in this way, recently regenerative agriculture in news, what does it refers to? ABCD options. Like that, you will be getting a question. You have to know exactly the meaning of regenerative agriculture. Or else in this way also you may get a question, what are the applications of regenerative agriculture? In your mains. In your mains, a question can be in this format. What is this regenerative agriculture? How does it work? What are its implications? Like that single line question is also a possible question GS paper 3. So if you are getting this kind of new terminologies in use, for sure you need to know it. It is your responsibility that you are updating with the new terms which are there in the newspaper. Okay, now let us see the context. Regenerative agriculture, it is gaining policy attention now in India because of declining of soil health, water stress is increasing, and even climate changes happening at a very faster rate. So because of this, it will be having long-term impact on agricultural productivity. It may reduce other agricultural productivity. If the agricultural productivity is once reduced, then what happens? Obviously, it will be having impact on food security. Okay, now let us see here what is this regenerative agriculture. Regenerative agriculture, it is a holistic farming approach that places soil health and biodiversity as its core. We are focusing on soil fertility and even the animals like living organisms like microorganisms and even earthworms, snakes in this area of this farm. And next one here is they are focusing on maintaining of existing conditions, and they are focusing on especially restoring, rebuilding and improve the ecological health of the land. We are focusing on improving the health of this land. And the important aim it is to build soil fertility, and we want to improve water retention. We want to enhance biodiversity in that area, and we want to strengthen the natural agro ecosystem. And finally, we want to focus on improving of farming against these conditions of climate stress. How it works? So we are focusing on especially replacing of synthetic, that is nothing but chemical fertilizers, insecticide fertilizers with biological inputs. What are these biological products? I think you might have heard about this Bijamrut, Jeevamrut, Neem Satra, Dashparni. So like that, we are using naturally available products to improve the fertility of the soil. And next one is we are focusing on mulching and manuring. So in your geography, you'll come across this topic called as terrace farming, mulching, and this is one of the repeated theme of UPSC. Even in the prelims also, they asked many a times about this mulching. Mulching means nothing but whatever the soil is there, we will cover that soil with the dried leaves, everything, so that that will helpful for retention capacity of water for the long time, and slowly the dried leaves will be decomposed and that will be forming as a layer of humus, which is the topmost soil. Okay, so like that we have to focus on mulching and green manuring. Okay, so that it will lock the soil moisture, it will also build this organic matter and will also cycle nutrients. And next one is we are focusing on multi-tier ecosystem diversification, like it will integrate crop with livestock, agroforestry, horticulture, fisheries, apiculture, etc. so that it will stop against crop failure. And next one is precision water management. It will also incorporate micro irrigation networks, like we can use drip irrigation or sprinkler system, etc. That will leads to increasing of water use efficiency. So in this way we are using this kind of different methods and we are focusing on regenerative agriculture. Okay, so that is the thing guys. And let us see the next article say this. The fact is youth unemployment has a household cost. This article is talking about unemployment. Whenever you are writing about any answer related to unemployment, keep this in your mind. You have to write periodic labor force survey data. It should be there for sure. Okay, whenever you're writing an introduction of this unemployment related question, you need to write about this PLFS survey data for sure. Without writing this, then you will be not getting any marks for the value addition part. You will lose the marks. And that too, you have to write this report data in introduction. Okay, now let us see about the data of this. So your latest PLFS survey, please make a note. PLFS 2025 report says that unemployment rate is 14.8% among 18 to 29-year-old. 18 to 29-year-old people, there is unemployment rate of 14.8% according to periodic labor force survey. Okay, I think you can see here. Periodic labor force survey reports unemployment rate 14.8 among 18 to 29-year-old, and it is also going to rise to 29.4% among those who are tertiary educated with diploma, graduate or postgraduate level. In these people, there is rising of unemployment. On Saturday, I think we conducted a test on poverty unemployment. In that, one statement is that only there is high rate of unemployment rate in which category. Can you recall that? So the evidence is given in this PLFS. Saturday or Friday, or Friday or Saturday, let it be. I forgot. Friday, Saturday, Monday also you have the test, no, yesterday? What is the topic yesterday? Finance, agriculture taxation, international markets. Very good. Yesterday only wrote the test. Financial markets, Iroja. Okay, so this is the data. On that day, many of you might came and asked me like, how is it possible? See the data, it is said in this PLFS. Okay, yeah. Have you completed the noting down of this data? Okay, now let us see here. Youth unemployment in India is usually measured as an individual problem because there is rising of jobless youth after completion of the degrees, even after doing the post graduation, even after doing some diploma courses, everything. What is happening here? There is increasing of unemployment rate. So because of this, what happened? Already families had been invested a lot in the higher education. Whenever you're doing graduation, they have to they have to pay the tuition fee, and they have to pay every month for your expenses, and even some other extra gadgets that you want, and even you want a bike, even you want a car. Sometimes you will also ask aeroplane. Yes or no? So because of all that, what is happening here is there is increased investment of the families on children's higher education. And even what happened whenever they are going for this jobs interview drives, whatever it may be. So if they're not getting jobs, what happened? Furthermore, there will be increased investment of these families for doing that separate coaching or separate courses, certification, anything. After once BTech is done, again they have to learn some Java, .NET, anything like that. So because of this, what happened? There will be cutting of consumption of family, and they will be facing financial stress. That is about this content of this article. So if you see the statistics, overall unemployment rate between 8 to 29 years is 14.8%. Especially in this tertiary educated youth like diploma, graduate and postgraduate, there is 29.4% unemployment. Okay, so that is the thing which mainly said here. And next one here is, this article is saying that families are investing a lot in higher education, and they are expecting that after completion of this course, my daughter or my son will be getting this well settled job, secure job, and that will lead to upward mobility. But what is happening is there is recruitment delays, and many a times exam paper leaks are happening. You know about how many times this groups is conducted, how many times the paper will be leaked, how many times exam is cancelled, and how many years it will take to give the final result. That is quite common in AP and as well as Telangana. And next one here is, whatever the current policy which is there related to unemployment, it is saying that it is like individual issue. Like there is no proper skills in the students. They are not focusing on entrepreneurship and like that. So what is happening here nowadays in India, we are seeing this unemployment problem as an individual issue, and sometimes it is also ignoring the finances of this family also, like how the transition is happening from education towards work. So now this article is saying that whenever government is coming up with any employment policy, they have to consider the duration of unemployment. And next one is they have to avoid delays in recruitment and selection. And next one is they have to take into consideration economic situation of a supporting family also. And next one is prolonged joblessness is both in the, it is like in the labor market or in the household. It will create a lot of economic stress. So these all are the points to be taken into account, and they have to come up with economic policy or employment policy of the government. Okay, so that is the thing which mainly said here. That's it, nothing more than this. And now see the questions. With reference to regenerative agriculture, I think I am expecting there will be a question on this regenerative agriculture in prelims, and keep star mark for this. Why I am having a strong belief is, if there is any new technology related to climate change, related to agriculture, for sure they will be asking question. They will not leave this. And if it is in newspaper, for sure they will not. So if you are preparing for 2027 prelims, you have to prepare this topic of regenerative agriculture for sure, 100%. So whatever my intuition never went wrong till now. So see this ones. Okay, see this. There are 4 statements here. The first one is, it seeks to improve soil health and ecosystem functioning rather than merely maintaining agriculture productivity. Increasing soil organic matter can improve water holding capacity and nutrient cycling. Regenerative agriculture necessarily requires complete elimination of synthetic fertilizers and pesticides. Practices such as cover cropping, crop diversification, reduced soil disturbance can form the part of regenerative approaches. So while you are seeing the statements, see whether they are general statements or whether they are extreme statements. Always 99.99% extreme statements will be wrong. So whenever you are having moderate meaning like can, here we have can, like that. So you have to see, here we have completely means extreme statement. Sometimes we need to spray pesticides, sometimes we need to spray insecticides if the crop is entirely attacked by any pest, right? So we cannot completely use that, because whatever the products we are using naturally, sometimes the effect will be slow and delayed. Okay, answer is 1, 2 and 4. And see this new type of question. Consider the following statements. There are 2 statements. Regenerative agriculture can potentially improve the resilience of farming systems to drought and heavy rainfall. Statement 2 is, improved soil structure and organic matter can influence the water infiltration and water holding capacity. So this is the new type of question is seen in 2026 examination. And see the options. Both 1 and 2 are correct, and statement 2 explains 1. B is both are correct, but statement 2 is not explaining. C is statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. Statement 1 is incorrect and statement 2 is correct. So these are the new type of options which are seen in 2026. In 2027, minimum 20 questions you can see in this way. Minimum 20 questions. What is the answer? Both these 2 are right or wrong? Both right or wrong? First one, regenerative agriculture can potentially improve soil resilience of farming system to drought and heavy rainfall. Yes. Why I said about mulching? Because of mulching, what happens? There will be increasing of water holding capacity. That means even if there is drought, if you are using that, and even if you are having very minimal rainfall also, we can use and we can go for farming, right? So improved soil structure and organic matter can influence water infiltration and water holding capacity, obviously yes. So here 2 statements are right, and the second statement is explaining the first, how we can do agriculture in drought and heavy rainfall conditions. Okay, so practice this kind of questions more rather than statement based questions. Okay, that's all guys. By this I'm concluding. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, please do hit the like button and please do share this video to your friends. And one more thing guys, from tomorrow onwards we are going to start the new batch. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow we are providing free demo classes. If you want to listen that demo classes, you can download our Rathods IAS app from the Play Store, and please do log in. Before the class starts, you'll be getting notification and you can join the live class guys. Only tomorrow and after tomorrow will be the free demo, and that too on online, not in offline. And I wish you all the best. Thank you so much guys.